On behalf of Mr. A. Balasubramanian, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer for the Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC Limited, a very warm welcome to Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai.
The social stock exchange. What is this? Many of us may not be aware of it.
Yes, we heard about social stock exchange from various news places, and we found out that this is an initiative from the government of India, of course the Ministry of Finance. They wanted NGOs to register themselves as social entities so that a larger participation by the common people also can happen.
A question you mentioned, think everything and live in the present. It's not so easy for a lot of us who are, always thinking about numbers, futures, our weekly targets, etc. What is a simple exercise or a yukti which you would tell us to be more self-centered and enjoy the present?
It's not easy to just stay grounded and stay in the present. Your mind will worry about the future. I'm not saying don't plan for the future. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't worry about the future. Planning is a part of your today's job also. If you do not plan what you need to achieve by end of this month and do what it needs to be done today, obviously you will not achieve it by end of this month. How can you not stop worrying? When you have a greater spiritual bent of mind, that is when you can live in the present. Let me be very honest. If you don't have that spiritual bent of mind, it's impossible to follow whatever advice I am giving. What is the spiritual bent of mind? Believing in a higher power. Because then you are comforted with this thought that all is under control, all is under a great divine design, and we are just executing our role today as part of that larger play which we are a part of. So staying surrendered to this idea, you call it God, you call it a higher consciousness, you call it a higher power, the creative force, name it the way you want it. But believing in something higher than just this body-mind complex which we are a part of is the key to be able to live in the present.
At times it so happens that I think when you start talking about value systems, I think it is not heard properly. How do you handle this situation in today's time?
Now when you talk about values like charity, compassion, kindness, sacrifice, or even self-discipline, it sounds like it's antithetic to the modern way of educating people. It's opposite to it, it thinks. It doesn't look like a part of it because that's how we have been made to think. But it is not so. So a small change in the education philosophy of the country is a must at this point in time. They will keep producing more and more intellectual graduates, but they're highly selfish and ambitious.
And what does Dharma tell us about? You spoke about purpose of life, Dharma and spirituality. What is the ratio we should keep, hold, give, and not share?
The basic purpose of our life is to give, not to receive. In giving, we receive. That's all. When you breathe out, you automatically breathe in. When you don't breathe out at all, you can't breathe in. That is how life should work. When you give, you receive. That is what we say. Now, for example, if you don't give all your skills and services to the corporates, whatever you're working for, do you think you'll receive anything in return? They didn't give you salary first. They first made you work for a month, then they paid you a salary. So it's always like that. In spirituality also it works like that. Give first, you will receive later. And whatever you receive is far more than, you might not be happy with your salaries or profits, but in spirituality the satisfaction that comes with giving is long lasting. It is much more disproportionately bigger than what you have given. That is the beauty of spirituality.
This is my first experience of Sadhguru. It was an amazing evening, truly divine I would say.
And as a youngster, it was me more learning on spirituality. How can I contribute, how can I connect to spirituality?
Guruji very beautifully reminded us. I hope that I get an opportunity more and more like this, because sometimes in today's complex world, we need such reminders to go and be.
Also the importance of giving back to the society, that's something actually hit everyone's the inner feeling. And most of the people who attended, who are actually part of the financial industry in Mumbai,